7:12 now. We all have those people on our holiday gift list who are just so hard to shop for, so a gift card is often the most convenient option. But you have to be careful about where you buy those gift cards, especially if you're going online to find them. And joining us now to talk about smart gift card buying, Howard Schwartz from the Better Business Bureau. Thanks for joining us so early on this Sunday morning. Tell us about some of the risks that we're talking about, especially buying gift cards online.
Well, indeed, the risks do come in two flavors, online and in stores. Now, online, there are a couple of things. There are websites that are set up to look like legitimate websites, and they're peddling cards that might be supposedly worth $500 from major retailers, and they're saying, well, you can get a really good deal here for $350 on a $500 card. Now, it just doesn't make any sense.
Sounds too good to be true.
It is too good to be true, and the double danger is that, number one, that they're going to be getting your credit card information. The number two problem is that they're going to get other personal information. So you can end up with a whole host of problems. You can get a gift card that's been partially emptied, completely emptied, or get nothing at all.
So those are just out-and-out scams, these websites we're talking about.
Out-and-out scams. Then you have social networking scams, where people are using the names of major retailers or abusing the names of them and saying, if you spend X number of dollars, a couple of $100s to buy phony event tickets, we'll give you a gift card for several $100s. Now, the retailers are clearly upset about this, and perhaps one of the things we can say is if you do see someone referring to a retailer's gift cards, go to their website first to make sure it's legitimate.
Okay. Is that the safest thing to do? Either go to the retailer's website or just go to the store itself? Is that risk-free?
Well, it's risk-free if you know that you're going to the right website. Sometimes links, hyperlinks, will redirect you to a lookalike site. And what you should be looking for when you're actually purchasing the gift card is in the URL line of the browser, rather than HTTP, it should be HTTPS, and S means secure. And you might find a little padlock indicating that it is a secure connection. And that way you know that anyone between you and the website is not intercepting your information.
That sounds like a good tip for any kind of online transaction you're doing, that little S and that padlock, huh?
That's right, and people who are not familiar, and depending on the browser, it might have a different symbol, and there's usually a padlock. You can go and do your banking online and just visit the bank and see what that looks like.
Okay. I noticed it was a thing a few years ago when people buy gift cards that they would somehow reduce in value over time. And I know I went through some legislation or something up in Hartford. What is it? How do we stand with that right now? If I buy a gift card for somebody this Christmas time, is it going to stay at its value the whole time?
Well, things are a lot better. There are both federal and state laws with regards to this. And some of the things were the fees you were talking about, because people would get a gift card, there would be usage fees, there'd be inactivity fees, there'd be fees every time you use the card. It really was complicated, and the government has cracked down on that. So, for example, inactivity fees cannot kick in until at least 1 year after you buy the card. The fees associated with expiration. Now, a card has to be good for at least 5 years. That money is good. Now, even if the card expires after 5 years, that money is still accessible for 7 years. So they must provide you with a replacement card, and it's got to be free. But it's very important to read all the terms and conditions, and that would include how long is a card good for, not how long it's good for, but whether there are any fees, when they come into play. And another thing people should be watching out for is when they buy cards over the counter. If you go to a local corner store or the gas station, things you want to watch out for is make sure the card hasn't been tampered with, because sometimes individuals, when the clerk turns around, or unscrupulous employees may scrape off the protective sticker or backing, uncover the PIN number, and empty the card, and then you're certainly not in good shape.
Okay, that's because I always look at those things that says, you know, do not remove this part there, so some people are scraping off that thing on the back.
And you've got to watch for that, and that's another thing that people will do is maybe put their own coating on the back. We were talking about the unscrupulous websites, put their own wax coating or a sticker on the back, but they've already emptied the cards. So it's not that gift cards are bad, they're wonderful. As you said before, it's what you get for someone who's got everything. If you want to save yourself time, money, and gasoline, get a gift card. Don't be afraid of that, just be careful like anything else.
Sounds like the best tip overall is you just got to be super vigilant about these things and know who you're buying them from.
Well, that's the point. Use websites that you can trust. And when we're talking about this time of year, and when we're talking about this time in the millennium, people are doing so much commerce online, and I think that the instinct is to want to do things quickly, do them conveniently, but it's caveat emptor, because the scammers smell blood in the water like the sharks do, and they will run and they will get people as quickly as they can. We see websites springing up all over the place, and just to put the problem in perspective, Better Business Bureau across the country last year had something like 24 complaints about gift card companies. As of several months ago, we were up to 440 complaints, and the holiday buying season has just gotten underway.
All right. Howard Schwartz, Better Business Bureau, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thanks for coming in. So be careful. And he said the words, buyer beware, caveat emptor. Okay. For more, log on to our website, WTNH.com. Click on the Good Morning Connecticut weekend section. We've got Steve coming up with the weather next.